This is the Staff Hearing Officer meeting of June 12th, 2024. I'm Dan Gullett, Staff Hearing Officer. We'll begin with preliminary matters. The first, we do have a request for postponement for item 3. That's 110 to 150 South Lacumba Road. That project is postponed to a date certain. It's in 2 weeks, June 26, 2024, in this room, the David Gephardt room at 630 Garden Street. Ms. Gu, do we have any other requests for continuances, withdrawals, postponements, or addition of agenda items?
We do not have any of those in general. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. The next item is announcements and appeals. Ms. Gu, do we have any appeals?
We do not have any appeals, but we do have the one announcement. Thank you.
Very good. And that announcement is for 3002 Seacliff Drive. This is a coastal development permit announcement. There's a project on that property for a 1,200 square foot detached 2-story accessory dwelling unit with a single car garage. The application for that, as I said, is a coastal development permit. And there's a determination that the project is categorically exempt. These projects are unique in that with accessory dwelling units in the coastal zone, the application's reviewed by the staff hearing officer without a public hearing. Staff hearing officer shall not issue a decision on the application until at least 10 calendar days after a notice has been provided to the public, and a notice was. Staff hearing officer may receive and consider written comments from the public, but without a public hearing. So there is no public comment at this hearing on this application, and we did not receive any written correspondence on this project. The announced decision on this project is the final action of the city. And I did visit the site. I reviewed the staff report. I concur with the coastal development permit and CEQA findings for this project, subject to the recommended conditions from Ms. Plummer in the staff report, and approved that project, and that is the final action from the city. Ms. Good, do we have any comments from members of the public pertaining to items not on this agenda?
No, we do not have any general public comment. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to item 2, 925 Jimena Road. This is a consent item. Ms. Burkhart, do you have any, I'll go over the the description of this item on the screen. So this parcel currently was developed with a 2,600 square foot 2-story single-family residence, which is partially demolished. Project consists of substantial redevelopment of the existing residence to construct a basement addition, first floor addition, and a new deck at the southwest corner of the first floor, and relocation of an existing shed. Project includes a parking design waiver. The discretionary application under the jurisdiction of the staff hearing officer is a front setback modification to allow continued encroachment of the residence into the southerly front setback. Project is a substantial redevelopment of the existing residential use, and city staff has determined that it's exempt from further environmental review pursuant to CEQA, which allows for construction of one single-family residence. Staff reviewed the proposal and site condition and determined that the project complies with all conditions of this exemption. In addition, there's no exceptions to the exemption that were identified. This is a consent item. We don't normally have a staff presentation or applicant presentation on these items. I did have a question for staff. There is an archaeological resource identified on the property. And this is essentially a revision of an existing application and process. And a question to Ms. Burkhart is whether she believes a condition would be appropriate to document the required archaeological monitoring for the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gollard. I do believe that's an appropriate condition. We did receive a contract for monitoring, which is currently under review with the environmental analyst. So I think certainly an appropriate condition to add.
Very good, thanks, Ms. Burkhart. I did note on the plans there is fencing identified during construction to protect the resource. This project requires project design approval and final approval from the single-family design board. So the landscape plan and grading plan would also be reviewed for consistency with the archaeological report and the determination for this project. So with the addition of a condition, just documenting the previously agreed upon monitoring of the resource, I can, Ms. Gu, thank you. Do we have any public comment on this?
For this particular item, no, we did not receive any public comment on it.
Nice. And anyone in attendance in person, would you like to comment on this project? Very good. Seeing none, again, with a condition documenting the requirement for archaeological monitoring, I concur with staff's findings for approval of the front setback modification and CEQA determination, and can approve this project. So this decision may be appealed to the Planning Commission. Appeals may be filed in person at the Community Development Department at 630 Garden Street, or in writing through email within 10 calendar days of the meeting and action of this decision. Appeals and associated fee postmarked after the 10th day will not be accepted. So with that, I'll conclude this meeting of June 12th, 2024. Thank you.